Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will present to you the part 4 of my series for computation of Incoterms for my BSCA students. And in this video, we are going to learn to compute for the carriage paid to and the carriage and insurance paid to, or the CPT and the CIP Incoterm. So if you're interested, just please continue to watch this video. Computation for carriage paid to and carriage and insurance paid to, the CPT and the CIP. So again, we all know that Incoterms are a series of predefined commercial terms that is published by the International Chamber of Commerce, and it's relating to international laws. Okay, so these are the formulas for all the Incoterms. But in this video, we're going to focus on the computation of our CPT, which is FCA plus freight, and our CIP, which is FCA plus freight plus insurance. Okay, so let us first learn how to compute for our CPT, or the carriage paid to the named port of destination. Okay, so we all know that the delivery of the CPT is at the forwarder or the carrier's warehouse at the country of origin, and it is a freight prepaid at origin. Okay, and it is also a multimodal mode of transport, and it has its origin other charges, which are the all incidental expenses incurred by seller until his obligation to deliver is fulfilled. Okay, so the thing that we need to take note of about the CPT is that as I've said earlier, it is being used multimodal, but specifically for computation purposes, the CPT is used for air shipments only, or those that has been shipped via an airplane. Okay, thus we should be using the FCA as the basis in computing for our CPT, since also FCA is a multimodal Incoterm, but specifically used in computation for the air shipment, or those that are being shipped via an airplane. Okay, so take note that for the CPT, the formula is FCA plus freight, or your CPT is equal to X works plus other charges plus freight. Okay, so your other charges will be those that are incurred, or the charges that were incurred delivery to the forwarder or the carrier's warehouse at the country of origin. Okay, so let us now try to compute for your FCA. The given example is a general cargo, and then there is an FOB value, which is 45,000 US dollars, FCA value 40,000 US dollars, freight is 5,000 US dollars, and we are again looking for your carriage paid to, or CPT. Okay, so to compute, we just need to substitute our values. So we all know, as I've said earlier, that when we are computing for CPT, we should be using the FCA, or we should be basing it with the FCA value. So we are going to select the FCA value, which is the 40,000 US dollars. Okay, and then add the freight, just add the given freight, which is 5,000 US dollars, and you'll get your CPT value of 45,000 US dollars. Okay, so another example. In this example, we have the given FCA, which is 2,545.32. Your freight is 3% of the FCA, and there is a given insurance, which is $500, and again, we are looking for your CPT. Okay, again, as I've said earlier, we should always remember to substitute our values. Okay, so when we substitute, we just need to write your formula. Okay, so the formula is FCA plus freight, but you notice that there is an insurance given. Okay, so if there is an insurance given for the computation of your CPT, CPT, we just need to just ignore the value of the insurance, because we do not need the value of the insurance in the CPT computation, because there is a given FCA, and the formula is FCA plus freight only. So you just need to substitute the value, so that will be 2,545.32 US dollars, And then the freight is based on the FCA. So you just need to multiply your FCA by 0.03 or 3% to get the value of your freight, which is 76.36. Okay, so now that you already have the value of your freight, you just need to compute. So you just need to add 2,545.32 plus your freight value, which is 76.36. And when you compute with your calculator, you're going to get the CPT value of 3,121.68. Okay, so that is how you compute for your CPT or your carriage paid to. Okay, so this is another example of carriage paid to, or the CPT computation. Okay, this one is an importation of flammable gases. Okay, so your X works is 20,545. Origin other charges is 5,000. The freight is 3% of your FCA. And again, we're looking for your CPT. Okay, so for this example, we are gonna use the other formula for CPT, which is X works plus other charges plus freight, since we do have X works and origin other charges as our given in this problem. Okay, so again, you just need to substitute the values, which is X works, which is 20,545 plus other charges, which is 5,000 US dollars, and then plus your freight, which is the 3% of your FCA. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is to get the value of your FCA. Okay, again, 3% of FCA. So you need to just multiply the FCA value by 0.03. So since there is no given FCA value, no FCA, so what we're going to do is we need to first compute for your FCA. So the formula for FCA is equal to X works plus other charges. So your FCA, so your X works is 20,545, okay, plus your other charges, which is 5,000 US dollars. You'll get the value of your FCA, 25,545 US dollars. Okay, now to get the value of the CPT, we just need to substitute the formula. Okay, substitute the values. Okay, so your CPT will be FCA plus freight. So since you already have your FCA value, you just need to substitute it. Okay, so FCA is 25,545 plus the value of your freight. So you already have the 0.03 or the 3% of your FCA, which is 766.35. So you just need to add that to your FCA to get the CPT value of 26,311.35. Okay, so that is how you're going to compute for the CPT or the carriage paid to. Okay, you just need to memorize all the formulas regarding that. Okay, so let us now proceed to the carriage and insurance paid to, or the CIP. Okay, so just like our CPT, our CIP is also based on the FCA value. Okay, because this CIP is also a multimodal, but is specifically used for the air shipment. Okay, because when it is a sea shipment, it will be CIF. So that is the counterpart of the CIP for the sea shipment. So the CIP value or the CIP is being used for air shipment. Okay, now we also need to remember the formulas for the CIP. Okay, so there are also two basic formulas, and number one is FCA plus insurance plus freight, and the other one is X works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, so since there is an insurance value in our CIP, we also need to note the importance of the insurance. Okay, and we should know the important reminders that we need to know regarding Incoterms that has insurance in it. Okay, so it says here that if the insurance is not given, we should always check on the kind of cargo. Okay, so if it's a general cargo, the insurance will always be 2.2% or 0.02 of the FOB, or in this case, since this is CPT, this should be 0.02 of your FCA. Okay? And if it's a dangerous cargo, it will be 0.04 of your FCA as well. Again, CIP bases are the FCA values. Okay? So this is a given example. So, this example, the general cargo, okay, it's a general cargo shipment, and then the FCA value is 45,000, and then the freight is 5,000 US dollars, and we are looking for our CIP. Okay? So, the CIP formula, since we already have the FCA value and the freight value, is the FCA plus insurance plus freight. So, we do not have an insurance value. So, it says here in the note that if you do not have a given insurance, check for the kind of cargo. And in this case, it is a general cargo. So, we just need to multiply your FCA, okay, the FCA this time by our 0.02 since it is a general cargo. But if it's a dangerous cargo, we're going to multiply your FCA by 0.04. Okay, so when you compute 45,000 multiplied by 0.02, you'll get 900 US dollars for your insurance. Okay, so when you compute further, when you substitute the values, FCA 45,000, insurance 900, and then your freight is 5,000, you'll get the value of your CIP as 50,900 US dollars. Okay, this is the sample number 2 for your CIP. A shipment of 5 boxes said to contain asbestos was shipped out at the NAIA. Okay, commercial invoice shows terms of shipment was CIP. Okay. FCA value was at 1,150 inclusive of the inland freight charges of $50 and inland insurance of $75. If rate is 10% of the FCA, compute for the CIP value. Okay? So, we just need to analyze the problem properly. Okay? So, number 1, know what is being asked. So, in this case, it is the CIP Incoterm. Okay? Notice that, again, there are 2 other variables, which is the inland freight and the inland insurance. Okay? And we all know that those are other charges. In this problem, we notice that the problem says that it is inclusive of the FCA. Okay? So, when we say inclusive means that those 2 variables are included in the value of that particular FCA value. Okay? So, we do not need to add those other charges to the FCA because that is already the total FCA. Okay? So, when it says it inclusive, it means that we need to, we do not need to do anything about that particular value because those 2 other charges were already included on that particular FCA value. Okay? So, your FCA, total FCA in this problem is 1,150 and you just need to ignore $75 and the $50 as other charges. Okay? And it says here also that the insurance is not, is an asbestos. Okay? So, we all know that asbestos is a, asbestos is a dangerous cargo. Okay? So, in this case, we're gonna use 0.04 of your FCA. Okay? So, 0.04 times 1,150, you'll get $46 for your insurance. And then, the freight is 10% of FCA, so you just need to multiply 0.10 by 1,150 and you'll get 115 US dollars for your freight. Okay, so to get the CIP, you just need to substitute the value FCA plus insurance plus freight, and when you calculate it with your calculator, you'll get the value of the CIP as 1,311 US dollars. Okay, so let's proceed to the other example of your carriage and insurance paid to our CIP computation. So in this case, your CIP is $12,000 and then there is a value of ex-works and insurance included together, which is 10,250. Other charges is 5% of FCA. Insurance is 2% of FCA. Freight is 10% of FCA, and we are looking for the value of your FCA. Again, to compute for this kind of problem, you just need to substitute the values. And in this case, we're going to use the second formula of CIP because the given are X works and other charges. So in this case, X works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, but notice that there is a given value of X works which has insurance in it. So the thing that we need to do is we need to just subtract the insurance from that X works plus insurance to get the value of the X works. Okay, so in this case, we just need again to substitute. So $12,000 is your CIP, and then the X works plus insurance is 10,150 minus 0.02 FCA because we need to subtract the insurance, and then we need to add the insurance as well, which is 0.02 FCA, and then your other charges, which is 0.05 FCA, and then your freight, which is 10% FCA or 0.10 FCA. Okay, so in this kind of problem, we just need to add the similar terms. Okay, so when you add all of those similar terms, you'll get 0.15 FCA. Okay, and then now that you already have that equation, $12,000 is equal to 10,250 plus 0.15 FCA, you just need to add the similar terms. So in this case, you need to transpose 10,250 to the other side of the equation, and that will make it negative. Okay, so your equation this time will be $12,000 minus 10,250 is equal to 0.15 FCA. Okay, and then when you simplify further, 12,000 minus 10,250, you'll get 1,750 is equal to 0.15 FCA. Okay, so just simplify the equation, divide both side of the equation by 0.15, and then you'll get the value of your FCA as 11,666.67. Okay, so that is how you compute for your CIP value. Okay, now for the last sample, your CIP is 33,618, the freight is 7% of X works, other charges is 3% of X works, and the insurance is 2% of your X works. And again, we're looking for the FCA. The first thing to do again is to just substitute the value, or write your formula first and then substitute the value. Okay, so that will be CIP 33,618 is equal to FCA plus insurance, which is 0.02 of X works, plus freight, which is 0.07 of X works. So you'll notice that there are two dissimilar terms here, so we need to use similar terms. So we need to use the other formula for the FCA, which has the similar terms as those two. Okay, so we need to use the X works, the formula with the ones with the X works. Okay, so that will be X works plus other charges plus insurance plus freight. Okay, so your CIP 33,618 is equal to X works plus other charges, which is 0.03 plus 0.02, which is your insurance, and then your freight is 0.07. Now that you already have your similar terms, you just need to add the similar terms. You'll get 1.12 X works. Okay, and then you're going to have the equation of 33,618 is equal to 1.12 X works. Okay, so to simplify, you just need to divide both equation by 1.12. Okay, now that you have divided it using your calculator, you'll get the value of your X works as $30,016.07 US dollars. Okay, so to get the value of your FCA, you need to substitute the value. So your FCA is equal to X works plus other charges. So you already have your X works, which is 30,016.07, and then your other charges is 3% of X works. So you just need to multiply the FCA the X works value by 0.03 to get your other charges. So that will be 30,016.17 times 0.03, and then you'll get your FCA value of 30,916.55. Okay, so for you to be able to check what you've done, you just need to substitute the value FCA plus freight plus insurance, but you need to get the 7% of your X works to get your insurance value, and the 2% of your X works to get the insurance value. Okay, so when you add them all up using your calculator, you'll get the value of your CIP as 33,618, the same as in our given value. Okay, so that is how you're going to check if your answer is correct. Okay, So that's it for the computation of our CPT and our CIP. Okay, so it is just like its counterpart in the C shipment, which are the CFR and the CIF. Okay, but we just always need to remember that our CPT and CIP are based on the FCA values and not the FOB value. Okay, since this is an air shipment, right? So again, these are the notes to remember in the computation of our Incoterms. Number 1, always memorize the formulas. Remember that the formulas can always be interchanged. Always remember to follow the MDAS rule. And the first thing to do is to substitute the given to the formulas. And we need to remember the rule in algebra that when you're transposing numbers, the sign should be changed. So for example, you're transposing a positive number. When you put it on the other side of the expression, it will now be changed to negative or minus. And we should know the rule of cancellation of similar terms. And lastly, if the given is a percentage of a number, you can always compute that percentage and then substitute and then continue on solving the expression. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. I hope that you learned a lot in this video, and I will be posting the last video for this series of computation of Incoterms. So please stay tuned for that, guys. Also, please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much and have a great day. God bless you all. Bye-bye.